Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new installment of the Roomba Pod. Mina, unfortunately, was unable to join us today. She had some personal problems, and we will leave her have some space. So, today, we are being accompanied by Carby. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
You scared me. How dare you?
I always do this. Carby, get used to it. If you're gonna be more Roomba, get used to this.
The Pearl. Yes, it's not the Black Pearl, it's just the Pearl. Sorry. We were talking about John Steinbeck, author.
Well, how about we start with that then? What are you all talking about?
We were talking about books because one of us said something about because I was pretending that I was gonna kill Bolt with a shotgun, and then Meep said, "Just think of the rabbits." So we got on a tangent about John Steinbeck, a famous American author.
What about the rabbits, George?
Think about the rabbits. Think about the rabbits, George. Just think about the rabbits. Wait, no, it's not George. Just think about the rabbit. I forgot his fucking name. God damn it. It makes me cry. And you're making me cry just thinking about it. Let's get off this topic, please.
So, how was everyone's week?
Busy.
A little bit uneventful, ignoring the heat.
Okay, hold on. Wait, before anyone says anything, Bolt, how much do you consider heat? This is a very important question. How much do you consider heat in terms of Celsius?
Well, 30 is on the light side, but like 33, 34, something like that. Yeah, that's just, no.
Okay, thank fuck. If you were going to say 25, I was going to strangle you.
No, 25 is the max to where I would say it's acceptable.
I mean, 25 is cold for a computer.
We're
No,
talking
but, like,
about outside.
No, I know.
25 is nice.
Yes, 25
It's very
is
nice.
absolutely
25.
nice. No,
25 is nice.
but I was going to say, I still remember the fact that
30 is fine.
fucking, I think it was the Brits, because of course they would, talking about like a heat wave, and it was like 26, 27 degrees, and I'm like,
Bruh.
huh?
Maybe that's a heat wave in Finland.
Or, you know, in Britain, I guess.
Yeah, it is always considered a heat wave if it's 5 days in a row with at least 25 and 2 days at least 30. That's how most people see it.
That's dumb.
No, it's not truly hot unless it's at least 32°C.
Yeah.
Below that, it's at most warm.
Yeah.
I've pulled up a conversion to convert to Celsius for you.
I'd have to convert to Celsius personally, but even then, mentally, I barely understand Fahrenheit. So I'm not. It's not helping.
Yeah, Fahrenheit the vibes that you're used to instead of the vibes you're not.
No. Even then, I don't understand Fahrenheit because I'm barely. I don't under. Okay. How do I put it? Okay. I understand things based off of seeing them. I can't see temperature. I feel it. So I have a hard time like understanding temperatures. The only thing I know is that Kelvin, the closer to 0 you are, the colder you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And 0, you're just nothing moves. Fuck you.
At 0, you are dead.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's dead. There's no movement. Period.
Yeah. Not even the shadows of spaces in space are absolute 0.
Yeah. Well, that turned
I
it
think
dark.
the closest we've gotten is I think we've gotten like a couple particles down to like 1/10 of a degree Kelvin.
The only thing I know is that 100 degrees tends to be around where my birthday tends to land, because in New Mexico, and I know that 25 is cold for a computer, or I know that 100 degrees Celsius for my computer is it melting.
And 100 degree Fahrenheit, which is 37 Celsius.
Yes.
100 degrees Celsius is very different.
That's what that's what I'm saying.
100 degrees
100
Celsius
degrees
is boiling
Fahrenheit.
water.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think my statement doesn't make sense because I'm intentionally making it the same degrees to be like, oh yeah, I understand this because I know things relative to certain things. Like I know relatively that 90 and 100 are hot in Fahrenheit, but I also know that Celsius is based off of things on my computer. That's what I'm trying to say. So 90 Celsius, my computer is dying. My computer needs not just an ice pack, but to be turned off and then thrown into the Arctic.
But run in the freezer like that one person who was running so many Minecraft bot clients simultaneously on an Anarchy server that they put the gaming rig in the freezer to help cool it down.
No fucking way.
That's an actual picture I've seen. I think
No fucking way!
the MC video.
Yeah,
to
fucking way.
put that picture in there.
That's insane. I love that.
The lengths people go to for block a game.
I mean, that's cool. Oh, no, I'll save that for an announcement at the end because that's something cool. But yeah.
Anyway, idea box. Speaking of unit confusion, I want to take a moment to talk about something I saw in a video I saw, which is talking about some cursed units. It's come to my attention that apparently, in at least parts of Europe, light bulbs' efficiency is measured in kilowatt hours per 1,000 hours.
Isn't that impossible?
No. Jimmy and Bolt, is that a thing in either of your countries that you're aware of?
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
Nope. Never heard of it either.
So this is a thing that's apparently done in some European countries, and it is incredibly stupid what this is. Because the thing is, with kilowatt hours per 1,000 hours, that is just watts. It is literally just watts. And you know what makes it even stupider? You know why they don't just use watts?
Why?
Because apparently, when they started converting incandescents to other kinds of light bulbs, people were conflating wattage with brightness,
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, the lumen, the measure of brightness, doesn't exist in parts of Europe.
Oh.
So they use kilowatt hours per 1,000 hour to describe wattage, and wattage to describe brightness, and forget the lumen exists.
Dang.
That makes zero sense.
Exactly.
So, I have a question.
Yes?
Can I talk on... This is for Jimmy, more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk about PDF files?
Oh boy.
Or one specifically?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, around the end of last week, a certain famous former Twitch streamer who got banned about 4 years ago, you may have heard of him, his name is Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
He was accused of chatting with minors through Twitch's Whispers by a former employee. Everybody was dubious on his claims for, like, quite a fucking while. And, you know, I think Meep said that Mina probably wanted to talk about it. Well, here's the thing. Late on that Sunday, probably after you guys finished, he tweeted out admitting to it.
Bruh.
And and the wild thing isn't even that he did that. It's that he did that to make himself look better. And there are people defending, there are some brain dead morons defending him, being like, "Oh, well, there's no like court case or he was acquitted in the what's it called? There's the other kind of thing, the
Words, they're hard.
where like it's just a conversation between two parties, and it's what a lot of it's a lot of what companies try and force you into instead of through and EULAs and shit. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-mm.
Frick, there's a word. Basically, it's not an actual court case, so it doesn't determine anything. It was just them having essentially an out-of-court agreement with a judge presiding over it to make sure that nobody fucking kills each other. And yeah, so yeah, he was just like, yeah, no, I did that. But I'm gonna keep streaming. I'm just gonna take a month off. I say this is just some stupid drama shit. Don't worry about it. And everybody else is like, what the fuck do you mean? You literally were sexting a minor, man. What is wrong with you?
Honestly, he looks like one. So you know what? Not like a minor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am just blown away. I am just freaking blown away at just this whole situation and how quickly it went down. I am just like, I don't have words. I just wanted to talk about it because like it's important. It's like it was like one of the biggest mysteries involving Twitch for the longest time, and all of a sudden it just turns out, no, he's just a horrible person who cheated on his wife and then cheated on his wife again. But the first time it was with a minor. What the frick is wrong with him? Holy crap. Look, I'm not trying to be controversial, because I think we should all agree that if there's anybody who somehow makes a comment, like, defending him, just stop, please. I'm not trying to be... I don't want to, like, get into controversial takes, but just... Yeah.
No.
They just
Stop.
don't. No. Stop.
For your own well-being, just stop. You're just doing yourself a bad favor. Other service. Words.
No, I understood what you meant. Yeah, I'm sorry. That happened, and I was like, I had to mention it. I had to mention it because it was just so wild how quickly it was. Because it was literally like one day, the dude posts about it, and then like 2 days later, everybody like friggin' Dr. Disrespect is just like, or sorry, let me go with the more appropriate name for him. Dr. Kid Finder. Friggin' Kid Fondler. Oh, that's worse. No, Kid Finder. Like
Dr. Kitty Diddler?
Kid Finder
Yeah,
sounds
Kid
like an
Finder.
app that you would put on like a kid's phone so you could find it.
but
Find my
just like,
child. Instead of find my iPhone.
Oh,
Basically,
no.
yeah.
it was like 3 days later the dude was admitting it. Of all the things. And I think the only reason why he admitted it, and there's a clip of him getting the text about being this. He made like a game studio, Midnight Society, something like that. Shortly before he made the statement, he got kicked from their development team when he started it. He was the one who opened it.
That's funny.
And they were doing a private investigation to be like, those allegations can't possibly be true, because they were skeptical. And then they found out, oh god, they're fucking true.
Oof.
And people, after he was banned, just kept quiet about this predator who was on their platform. What the fuck? I understand protecting the victim, but like, they should have protected future victims too. Holy crap.
Yeah, then you'd have less victims to protect.
Exactly. Like, what the hell?
Correct.
I like talking about YouTube drama and Twitch drama and stuff. I'm sorry, it's always gonna be fun to me. It's why I like It's why I like the Mama Mac stuff when that was going on. Holy crap, that was weird.
Kirby, what kind of spears do you need?
Brother, any.
Alright.
Myth, preferably.
Alright. So, in other news, we turn to the land of California,
Ooh.
where it hit the news a while back, and I finally came across it. That so a while back, apparently, Old Man Joe made a visit to Los Angeles, and apparently someone mugged a Secret Service agent.
What?
How?
So U.S. Secret Service agent was robbed at gunpoint.
Bruh.
Either the Secret Service agent is stupid, or the person who, like, mugged him was really well trained.
Well, it's. I found a news article on it. The agent was returning from work when they were accosted in a residential community. Yeah. Basically, police say that the agent had his bag stolen at gunpoint. The agent, who was not injured, fired his gun during the confrontation. Police said. Secret Service said they did not know if anyone was shot. And that's basically the entirety of the article.
Dang.
He wasn't on duty, but still. The California man mugs Mr. Get Down, Mr. President. And seemingly gets away with it.
That's crazy.
You can't get away with this.
You know, there's a possibility, and I wanna throw this out there as an idea. It's
Judge a box,
possible.
puts it in a box.
So, hear me out. I've gone through many jobs, and every time, whenever I have to work register, one of the things they say is, if somebody comes to rob you, just let them have it. Don't. Your life is more valuable than money.
It's more valuable than the all like $10 in the register.
Yeah, I wonder if it's something like that where he just was like, he was like, my duty is to protect the president. Just take the things, please.
Wasn't even on duty. He was returning home from work.
I'm gonna keep that like, I'm still gonna say it.
What I think it was probably is he got jumped, and turned it over because the guy got the drop on him, and then afterwards he presumably went for his gun to make sure he just ran off, kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Anyway, the Nintendo Direct, Jimmy.
Oh boy!
I'm sorry. Really quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the only thing I know about the Nintendo Direct is Gex.
What? No, there was no Gex.
I heard there was Gex.
No, there was no
Oh,
Gex.
fuck. No! Somebody lied to me!
Correct. Someone lied to you on the internet. What a crazy thing.
Oh, right. There is one thing I know, but I'll let you talk about it.
So, what day did I send that? Because I assume I sent it the day of the Direct.
Well, on the 18th.
Pretty sure it was a Tuesday as well, because I was playing through too. And lo and behold, someone, I don't remember who, reminds me, hey, do you watch the Direct News? I think it was Andy? I think that told me. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't watched it yet. Let me watch it. No one tell me any. Yeah, it was Andy. And I literally said, no one tell me anything or I'm banning you. Straight up. Because I did not want anyone to tell me. I wanted to see it for myself. My god, that was one hell of a Direct. So, TLDR, new Mario and Luigi game.
Big dub.
Donkey Kong Country Returns Remake.
Nice.
New Legend of Link. Because we play as Zelda.
Ooh, that's cute.
And Metroid Prime 4.
Yes, that's the one I heard about.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has been confirmed for 2025.
That's all I want to know.
And
you know, funny, I've
honestly,
still not played.
Also, it looks gorgeous. Looks even better than the original, like the Prime remake, which is on itself a really good-looking game. If you've played the remake for Metroid Prime, which I haven't beaten it. I got really stuck at one point.
Okay.
And I just kind of stopped.
So I've not played it. I've not played a single Metroid Prime game.
I've only really played Prime 1 remake.
The only Metroid game I played was Super, which is fantastic. I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, well, Super is like the Metroid. It's like the baby's first Metroid. I'll be honest with you. Everyone has played Metroid. Like everyone that likes the Metroid series usually has played Metroid Prime. Not
yeah,
Metroid
but
Prime, Super Metroid.
I start there.
Yeah, fair.
I wanted to start there, so. Yeah. Also, we need cake.
No.
We
No.
what?
Oh, you're working on it. Never mind. Alright, so, speaking of game releases and game news, I got a few things I want to talk about there, since it's related, if that's okay.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna get pretty passionate about this, so I'm sorry if I yell.
Oh, wait,
It's
time to talk about trains.
Wait, there's a new train game?
No, I was just making a joke, considering you love trains.
I mean, probably.
I mean, I do love trains, but that's why I went quiet. Because I was about to, like, get freaky out.
Is Microsoft finally releasing Train Simulator 2? Please.
No, I prefer train business management sims. That's just me.
Actually, free fun meep fact. The locomotive that's on the cover of Microsoft Train Simulator is still in service and has a sticker on it that commemorates its appearance on the cover of the game.
Oh my god. Okay. Really quick side note. So, since you brought up that, the big boy. There is a single train that's just called the Big Boy.
No, it's
If
the
you
whole
are not
class.
familiar with it, well, it's the only one that's around now.
It's the only one that still runs. There's others.
That's
that
what I'm
still
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Specifically, it still runs. I almost got the chance to ride on it, and I am so upset that I didn't have the money or the chance to. But I
gonna be
have
going
had
in
friends
later.
who have, and I'm just like, oh my god, that thing is like a fucking legend. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point.
It's the largest class of locomotive still in existence, and probably the most powerful ever made.
Yes.
Excluding engines that were designed to go at like 4 miles an hour.
It is. Anyway.
I still think my favorite fact about it is like German spies in World War II found out about it, and the Nazis were like, that can't be real. Because of all the crazy things the Nazis tried to come up with, apparently Big Train was too much for them to comprehend.
I need to stop this conversation because I'm about to like lose my mind if I keep talking.
Harvey, welcome to Roomba of Thought, where people gush about their likes. Feel free to gush
Look.
about your likings.
Look, chugga, choo love it.
What was that?
Well, no, remember, Kirby, Big Boy's got twice the amount of Chugga Chugga because it's got 2 sets of pistons.
Yes, it's.
And double
I
the
even know
chugga
its
chugga.
wheel count. It's the only train with like, where like okay. So there's like this
4884.
exactly. It's the only one where it's divided by 4 and has more than 6.
Still in existence.
Still in existence, correct?
Or that still runs. I think there may be another twin 4-runner somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Regardless.
The Americans, compared to everyone else, their trains are just built different. And by different, I mean big.
Yes.
America likes its really big trains.
I mean, of
And
course
I
you
like
have to
my really-
compensate.
I like my really big
We have to
trains.
compensate for having to run our trains over the better half of 2/3 of a continent, Jimmy.
Exactly.
Okay. Back to.
The future.
Oh,
Fun
Marty!
fact, it's not even the
Marty!
most wheels that Union Pacific ever put on a loco.
Marty!
Union Pacific
We
had
have-
2
Marty, we have to send you back to the future, where your mom will not fuck your dad, and you will not exist.
Yeah, Harvey, are you familiar
Literally
with
the plot of the
210?
first Back to the Future movie.
Marty,
Are you familiar?
you're raising up your mom.
Harvey.
Stop.
Harvey, are you
What?
familiar with the Union Pacific 2 10-10-2s? Even more wheels.
Garvey's gonna have a nerdgasm. I can really
Okay.
tell.
I want to get to the game releases, or I'm gonna be just sitting here making orgasm sounds.
Orgasm sounds over trains.
Yes,
Alright, you're not allowed to watch Thomas the Tank Engine anymore.
you're right. I've not been allowed for a while. That might genuinely be one of the funniest things I've ever said.
I
Oh,
was not ready for that one.
you're an absolute mad
Please.
carbuncle.
Okay. So.
Why me? You clip it.
Oh, yeah.
I will.
You're the
Oh,
one.
hell.
What do you mean you don't know how to clip?
I don't know how to do it.
Bruh. All right, I'm gonna have to teach this man how to clip later.
Like, my knowledge of computers is limited to making sure they work.
And post a keep post.
I know Control C, Control V, okay?
And you don't know Control S to save?
Or Control Z to rewind?
I know Control Y to redo.
I'm clipping it.
Actually, that's something I used to have. Because we used to have this keyboard which had like the keys kind of like stepped in a way on the side of the key that's like facing you, not the top, but the side that's facing you. It had printed what all the control things would do.
All right,
All
all
the
right, all right. So, sorry,
Very nice.
sorry. Let's get back to so
Okay,
game
hold on.
releases.
Speaking of,
What?
welcome to the Remote Thought. We go in tangents, and once we go on a tangent, unless we hit another object, we don't
There's no
stop.
recovery.
Anyway, where was I? Right. Speaking
Going
of
off the rails on the crazy train.
command controls on computers, why the fuck Control V?
For paste?
Vased.
Because it's right next to Control C and Control X.
Yeah, but like, paste starts with a P.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Control P is print.
Cringe. Who prints in this day and age?
Prints can mean more than just print like that.
Jimmy, it was done before the modern age.
I'm hatching this egg.
Okay.
This large
Sting on
dark
it like a
egg.
pumpkin.
Kari, I swear to God, if that egg is mine, I'm going to strangle you. I will steal the next 10 eggs from you.
Yoink.
Dang it! I can't
Anyway.
get a knocked Wix.
Game releases.
All right, so these are games that I've been released.
You have released? You're a game dev?
Okay. I cannot speak. So these are all games that have interested me in recently due to many reasons. But first off, the new patch for Pal World. Seeing that in the background right there, I don't need to explain too much. We did a whole fucking like 24-hour, or Jimmy did a whole 24-hour stream. I was there for like.
We?
don't know
You
why.
speaking French?
Not good for health.
I was like sick there for 6 hours of it.
We? You
So-
speaking French here? It was me. I did Batman. I did the 24-hour stream.
It was me, Batman. I touched all the Pokemon.
Who
There's
just
no laws against the Pokemon, Batman.
Yes, there are.
Where are they written then?
They'd be written in the Pokemon world, I'll tell you that much.
All right. So then second thing, for obvious reasons, totally has nothing to do with the fact that I am a carbuncle, and I have been playing this game for like 8 years.
Oh, totally not.
New expansion for Final Fantasy XIV. Dawn Trail is coming out soon, technically, but the early access has come out.
Ooh.
And it is it looks phenomenal because they actually like updated all the visuals. Well, okay, 90% of the visuals. Some of the armor still needs updating, but that's for obvious reasons of there's like a billion armor items in the game. They had like 2-channel dies and shit like that. The only thing people are not talking about is the story. I've not gotten that very far, so please don't mention it if you're in chat and have played the game. I am going to stream that. Yeah, please no spoilers, but I will say so far, it's looking pretty solid. I don't like the combat, but that's just because I haven't liked the combat for the last couple expansions. Then, I'm just to get off this topic because my boyfriend just responded to the meme, guys.
What meme?
The meme that I found put in Jimmy's obligatory meme channel.
He said Jesus. That's all he
Whoever came up with that idea certainly needs Jesus.
Sorry. ADHD moment.
Trains.
No, it's good.
So, then the two that I'm even more excited for, though.
Me?
So, randomly, I found out about a release of one of my favorite games of all time. Okay, well, it's not one of my favorites, but it's at least a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time. I'm a big fan of the series Myst, as I explained off camera. I have every game. I was reading the books at one point. It's a classic point-and-click series, aside from the 5th, which I've not played the 5th. It stops at 5. Basically, started with two brothers making a game because they were like, yeah, we could do that.
Let's take a stab at it. What could possibly go wrong?
Their last names are Miller. They make I highly recommend the soundtracks if you like D&D because they are nice and atmospheric. Very good, and they're on YouTube Music. And if you like them enough, please buy them. They are still being sold, and they're very cheap, and they're new prints too. So yes. Anyway, so they remade one of the games that I've been asking for a remake for quite a while. The second game in the series, Riven.
Not to be confused with the word ribbon, is R-I-V-E-N.
Yeah, Riven, as in like rent asunder. As in like torn apart. Split in twain.
Dissected.
Exactly.
Cut in half like the spaghetti before boiling it.
And
Yeah.
basically...
All the any Italians that come into this chat, angry.
It's not my fault the pot is too small!
It was one of the bigger pot.
Of the
I don't want a bigger pot.
Also, you're supposed to let it just cook down. Sorry, Carby.
It's all good.
I don't care what the Italians think.
So, it was a remake
Italy
to...
was last good when they were
So
Rome.
yeah. The
Okay.
original, I thought, was one of the best things on like Windows 95, Windows whatever it was at the time.
Oh,
Yes, I'm old. Shut the fuck up, you Zoomer brain.
Actually, hold on, Carby. Speaking of Windows 95, a while back, my mother
Windows
found
95, man.
the CD-ROM on which the original drivers for the mouse she used at work were on, and they were for
Oh my
Windows
God.
95. The mouse my mother uses at work is fucking... It's not older than me.
Nice.
It's not older than me. She's pretty sure it's younger than I am, but it's probably older than my younger sibling.
Nice.
Yes, she works for the government. What makes you ask?
Oh, that explains it. That explains it.
Well, also she uses a scroll ball mouse, which they just like don't fucking make anymore.
Yeah, they don't. That's old. That's old.
If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a trackball mouse that also has a scroll wheel.
I see.
I used to have one as a kid.
My mother
Okay.
found another one semi recently, so now she has one for home as well. But
So, anyway, Riven, I think, was one of the most pretty games back then. I still think it holds up visually. I don't think it holds up quite as well as Myst, personally, because Myst was a lot simpler visually. So it was able to update a lot easier. I think that's part of the reason why they didn't remake it, but the fact that they remade it at all, and it looks gorgeous in friggin' Unreal 5 is just insane to me.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, that came out recently, and they kind of just dropped it out of nowhere because, like, they didn't make an announcement. They just made an announcement of it being in development at one point, and then they just dropped it over the week. And I learned about that from, by the way, I'm going to mention him because shout outs to him. He's an incredible little streamer. He's Carbuncle Plushie, who also streams Final Fantasy XIV.
I see. The carbuncles started multiplying.
Our
Oh, no.
bond together strong.
No, okay. He's also like famous for fishing on the game, and he has made lots of tools. So please support him. He's Carbuncle plushie on Twitch and on Balmung in Final Fantasy XIV. Send him love for me, because he's always telling me how much that I'm his favorite streamer, and I'm like, I don't. You don't have to be that nice.
What a shameless plug, but okay.
You know what?
Absolutely shameless plug, because I love him.
You know what? Fair enough. You are a great streamer.
Yes, you are.
When the imposter syndrome is sus.
And you're a certified cutie. Parry this, bitch! Insert cutie.
Anyway, I die instantly, and I have to reload from the
See
same
this,
point.
throws a platypus at you.
I get hit by its tail, and
I
it's like
assume-
talons, and get paralyzed.
I assume that, Carby, you're not good at QTEs, correct?
Oh, I'm not.
Oof. That's a big
Anyway.
oof.
So, lastly, of my releases that I'm interested in,
Damn, imagine
On
being interested
July-
in a game release. Couldn't be me.
on July the 4th, maybe a bit earlier because it's based in China, a game that has been developed for quite a while and has been hinted toward and like advertised constantly and hyped is coming out from the developers of Genshin Impact. This is not sponsored. And Honkai Star
Rage
Rail
Shadow Legends.
still not sponsored.
You're not big enough to get a
Zenless Zone-
Rage Shadow
Well,
Legends
God, I
sponsor.
wish.
Zenless Zone Zero. It's like an urban fantasy, like cyberpunk aesthetic with like a little bit of Jet Set Radio inspiration in its like UI. So yeah, of course I'm gonna be interested in this. It's fucking everything I like, just like Honkai Star Rail was. Why did they do this to me?
Give me a fantasy setting that isn't Lord of the Rings, please!
It's called Genshin Impact.
No.
No, actually, don't play Genshin Impact. Ew, that game's cringe.
I have enough temptations on my wall to do World of Warships and their constant collabs of various anime. And apparently Star Trek.
Hey, you know what?
And Russian Badger,
know-
and 40k!
And Moist Critical.
And Russian Badger! Did I mention Russian Badger?
He's captain in the game.
He is. I know that because he was advertising it at one point.
Hey, you know what's even more hilarious? You know what was one of their like really early ones that's since been removed?
What?
That's Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah, I can see why they removed him.
Yeah, Steven Seagal was a captain in the game. And then again, the main reason he was included when they added Missouri, because apparently he was in some movie that was filmed on the Missouri. And then you have been able to get the Missouri for a long time because they completely fucked it up in the fact that they made it just fucking print money. Like, it was called the Trump wagon. Because it just printed money. Eventually they re-added it when they and tried to do something where the people who originally got it would still have the ridiculous money, but the people who got it now wouldn't. But it's like, eh.
Just let it print money, dude. What's wrong with it? Da 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 bling bling, but
Steven Seagal's a terrible person. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they removed. Yeah, they did remove him from the game. Plus, it was also the fact that it's very clear, like the voice lines for him, they were hilarious, and just how much he didn't give a shit.
that's fair. The dude hasn't been serious in a movie for years, even aside from being just a terrible person.
Doesn't he not live in Russia?
yes!
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So you know what? That's all you need to know about him being a terrible person is he willingly moved to Russia,
Yep.
the
Yep.
modern
Oh.
Russia.
Really quick. So since you said, hey, let's do a fantasy game that isn't Tolkien. Well, boy, do I got a game for you.
Final Fantasy 9!
Well,
Actually,
I mean,
no,
9
it's actually the one!
That's okay. Really quick, the 9 remake.
What?
It's becoming more and more confirmed.
Oh boy.
There might actually be a Final Fantasy 9 remake.
Bro,
on the way.
And they skip over 8. Fucking cringe, bro.
No.
Cowards!
I like 8. I like 8, and I would love a remake.
8 is like my second favorite Final Fantasy.
But
Maybe even
I
my
will
favorite
say,
one.
I will say, I think 9 does deserve one because okay, hear me out. There's one reason why I think it deserves one.
Still in early access.
So 10 doesn't get one.
Well, first off, 10. What? Wait. Are you trying to say that 10 doesn't deserve one?
No, it's perfect as it is. What do you mean?
Okay, thank you.
I love Final Fantasy X, and I haven't even gotten to play it much. I wanted to do that and see your reaction.
10 was my favorite. 10 is my favorite, just because of personal things.
For me, it's just like I would love to play these remakes, but I don't like the new system that they implemented with the newer Final Fantasy games. I do not like action RPGs.
No, I get it. But that's beside the point. I hope that they don't do that with 9. That would be terrible. But that's not the point. The point is, there's one reason why I think a 9 remake would make sense to me. If they are just doing it not like the 7 quote-unquote remake, I refuse to call it an actual remake. I don't care what people say. Unlike that, 9, if they just stuck to making a normal remake, part of the reason why that would be great is because a lot of 9's files were lost. So if you play the re-release that was on like Steam and shit, the only thing that they updated were the models, because that's the only things they could update, because they didn't have the original files for the like backgrounds and shit.
That's kind
and
of
even then they fucked up. There was a fire in like the Square Enix lab or Square Enix Studios at one point, and so a lot of games got their files lost. I believe 9, Final Fantasy 9.
It's like that time
don't
the
think
fire at the patent
10?
office destroyed the patent for the fire hydrant.
Oops. Oops. Okay, so I know that Final Fantasy 9, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were both there in that regard. That's why they got remakes. Or that's why the Kingdom Hearts games got remakes at one point. That's also why they're slightly better than the originals anyway. But yeah, so that's part of the reason why I'm like, I can understand 9 why I'm backing them up on that. 8. I like 8. I love 8. It's nostalgic for me. But I can understand why they might do 9 first just because of that one reason. So, I'll defend them on that case, but if they don't do an 8 one when they've done 7 as well, or yeah, just do it, guys, please.
Hot take, 8's better than 7.
I mean, I agree, but I'm not gonna try and spit fire like that at an audience that is very, very toxic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you don't like the truth, but the GF system is one of the coolest things they added to that they gave to that game.
I did say I like 7. I'm just saying the Final Fantasy community is quite toxic about like which one's the best and shit.
I know.
I mean, I'm playing 1 through 6 in pixel remasters, and even then, I haven't ever played 7 or beyond. So
Oh my god, 6?
I'm not gonna judge what I haven't played.
6 is very good. That's a very good. Honestly, 6 is one of the better entry point games to get.
Yeah.
Okay. I say start with 4 personally.
Yeah, that's why I said it's one off. It doesn't, 4 is the best one to start with. But 6 is also very good because Edgar exists.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Edgar
I'm
Figaro is
just-
like the single best character in any Final Fantasy game, like power-wise. That bitch is OP as fuck.
Yep.
So I've gone into.
in terms of power, yeah, I can agree. But in terms of just being a character, there's a few characters I'd like to list before him.
No, I mean as
his
in
name is-
power-wise.
Yeah, but hear me out really quick. So first off, don't play the pixel remaster of 6.
Play the GBA version, honestly.
Don't play the GBA version either.
No, no, bro. What? What do you mean?
Play the GBA version with like mods that make the sprite slightly better. That's all.
They look fine to me.
Oh, or replace the music for the GBA version, because the music for the GBA version is also kind of fucked.
Yeah, well, that's just part of the course with any
But
GBA game.
really quick, my
What?
favorite Final Fantasy
Well,
would be if 5 and 6 got a remake, and they both like combined somehow.
5?
5 is one of my favorites. I think it's on par with 6.
Damn.
Like, it's not for story. It's for everything else.
5 is hard as fuck, if I recall.
It's hard. I love the job system. I love the characters. Bartz is one of my favorite protagonists in the game ever.
Oh yeah, Bartz is Butts.
No, he's not Butts. Bartz is an actual German name.
I know, but it's Butts in the anthology.
We don't talk about that.
Anyway.
So really quick. First off, sorry for interrupting again, but I'll make this quick before I get distracted again. My favorite characters are Orin. Oh, that's great. X-Daddy is amazing.
What?
Why do you say
Don't
that?
praise Elon Musk.
Why did you say that? Why did you say X-Death? Why do you call X-Death X-Daddy?
Because I love his voice in Dissidia. His voice in Dissidia is perfect and exactly how I imagine him in my head.
At least if you want to pick a good Final Fantasy V character, pick Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh is just Bay as well. But
Basically, for Bolt and Meep, Gilgamesh is a himbo that travels through dimensions that is originally from Final Fantasy V.
and is also
How long I've waited.
and he's also an absolute goofball. I love him.
That's why do you
But
think
anyway,
I called them a himbo?
my two favorite characters in all of Final Fantasy. Orin from 10
Does not surprise me.
and Laguna Loire.
I agree with you. Laguna's great.
Laguna is the best. He's so cute. He's got a great personality, except for his horniness.
That's part of what makes him great. He's
Yes,
horny
but
on
if he
men,
were-
and
if
he's
he-
not embarrassed about it, bro.
My only reason why I don't like it is because he's not horny for guys. All right. Sorry, Meep. I wanted to get that. You can go.
I was not expecting that
Anyway.
answer.
On to my picks for some games that I'm looking forward to. I opened up my Steam and I realized a couple of the games on my wish list are still listed on early access, so they count.
Yeah, I'll count that.
Honestly, one of the biggest ones, just for kind of like how unique of a concept is my understanding, is, have you heard of Nebula's Fleet Command?
No.
So
Doesn't
it
sound
is
familiar.
a relatively hard sci-fi PvP real-time strategy game where you
Nebulous.
build your fleet of ships. You build them, and then you fight them. And it is one of those very rare true 3D spaceship games. Where it's like a spaceship strategy game that's actually 3D, like true 3D. Like all like aspects of like the freedom. You can strafe vertically, strafe sideways, roll about like a crazy man. And it's got like you've got your radar system, you've got your jammers. It's the whole gamut of like relatively hard sci-fi space combat.
Oh, you mean
And it
hard
just
in
looks so
hardcore,
good.
like hardcore gameplay style, right?
And as in like it's relatively hard science as opposed to like Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they've got engines on the front and the back. Okay? And they've got momentum, and they've got like all the like specifics of like how the different they've modeled the detection systems, and working with sensors is a significant part of the game. Okay? Most like games that involve like spaceships at all just kind of sensor range, and that's the extent of how they work. Well, you've got your different radars, you've got laser designators, laser warnings. It's the whole shtick. You've got multiple kinds of radar. in the game. It's still the early access version. Okay? It's gonna be an insanely complicated game. Undoubtedly. Any kind of realistic modern or near future strategy game is gonna be insanely complicated because modern military stuff is insanely complicated. In fact, there's a... what was the title of that? I saw like a preview video of a game that's in development that's like modern / super recent history / near future naval combat, naval surface combat, and submarines and aircraft all in one game, from a strategy or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, you gotta do all the things. In that one, you know what I think is one of the best is you never see in like strategy games at all.
What?
You pop on your radar. It's like, all right, here's all the things the radar can see. Now figure out what they are. And no, they may not all be hostile. Some of them may be friendly. Some of them may be, oh look, a civilian airliner. It's you like basically never see in strategy games. Oh, by the way, there's like civilians in the area. Be careful when you identify your targets. Or if there are, it's like the gimmick in like one level of a campaign. Or if a company of heroes, they show up in one level of the campaign, and because you're playing the Soviets, you don't give a shit and just shoot them as well.
What got you laughing?
I think Jimmy just stole a not Eevee from Kirby.
Jimmy? Answer!
Adios, motherfucker!
He did.
It's Sea Power, that's the name of it. Jimmy performed a devious lick.
He did.
Well, he said about having a laughing fit.
It's Sea Power Naval Combat in the
Yep.
Missile Age is the full name of the game. It's a different game called Sea Power.
He just literally did that. He was ready.
I saw you
Ready.
walk out. I saw you walking.
He's going full Spanish.
It's from Microprose? Holy shit.
Oh shit, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on Steam and I just saw it, and their trailer was playing, and it just says, and I just see fuck the Microprose logo. I'm like, what?
Alright.
Yeah, Microprose. They're involved in the production of the game apparently. The Sea Power Naval Combat in the Missile Age, coming soon to Steam. It's not even in early access yet. Oh yeah, I thought the style looked familiar. It's the developers
you?
also made the game Cold Waters, which is one of the best like semi-modern submarine games. It's like
I'm
since
sorry, Garvey. You
make
gave me
Cold
too
War.
good of a chance.
I was wondering why you were following me.
No, I just wanted to follow you to see what you were doing.
I
And
was
then I see
feel
you
your
start
beauty,
with
apparently.
one random crevice. I'm like, it would be very funny if I threw a spear to it.
Fucking yoink. Yoink the not Eevee.
Thus far, I've stolen an egg from Garvey, a chest from Garvey, and a pal from Garvey.
I just saw what Kari put in the obligatory meme channel of presumably the response to what I'd put above.
Yeah, that's one of my friends who I used to raid with in 14.
Oh, moving on. Back on topic. So, I ordered an official copy of my college transcript because I figured that'd be a good thing to have, and I'm angry about it.
Do I eat?
Yeah. So, yeah, it cost me like $10 or $15. I forget how much it was. It cost me money to have them send me a piece of paper that has a list of all my classes and how much I did with it. That's official. All right.
Damn.
Did I not give you enough money when I was going there to get to do all these things? And you know what makes it even dumber though? You note I said a piece of paper, like a physical object.
Mm-hmm.
Because them emailing it to me would have cost more.
Bruh.
Yep. That
It-
sounds
it-
about
it would
accurate to
cost
my
me
knowledge.
75 more cents to have them email it to me instead of having them pay like $1 to have it mailed to me
That makes
physically.
sense. That makes no sense. Why?
Why?
It does make no sense. You think like a copy of your transcript would be like included in your with your diploma or something, but apparently not.
It should.
Yeah, well, this is American university, so they have to milk you of all your worth. I'm surprised the diploma itself doesn't cost extra.
Bruh.
Yep.
That is the only thing I can say. Bruh.
Ah!
I just got regular equivalent, by the way.
Mhm.
That's the Russia segment. That's the Russia segment. Ah, all right. So here's something.
Wait, hold on. Bolt has an answer.
Oh, Bolt has something.
No, Bolt has an answer to the question to the games that are releasing
Oh
soon.
right. Yeah, Bolt. What games are you looking forward to?
Well, I think I would still have to give it to the entire thing that is the Mario and Luigi thing that came out. I think that's gonna be fun.
I'm just honestly like I don't think I'd be able to get these games, but boy, am I excited to see when they come out.
Yeah.
Same.
Like Mario Party Jamboree G as well, for instance.
Jamboree.
Ooh, boy.
Jamboree. What?
Jamboree.
Oh,
Jamboree.
true. I
Ooh,
forgot
boy.
they did add a new Mario Party as well. So time to lose our friendship.
Time to time to lose more friends.
The four horsemen of losing your friendship. Two of them are Nintendo games, bro. Mario Party and Mario Kart. The other two are Monopoly and Uno. You cannot
Okay,
tell me. You cannot tell me.
Uno as well.
I will say one thing. CTR is far worse for that because it's skill based.
What?
Crash Team Racing.
No, the thing is, you lose friendship not because of skill. It's because of luck.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, with CTR, all your friends are gonna hate you if you even know how to play CTR because, like, if you do, you're gonna be way ahead of them.
I mean, it also sort of happens with Mario Kart, but you know, I think that's already
Mario Kart.
dead.
Oh, Quiver, no. Wait, what? Don't you dare. You were about to attack it.
I attacked
swear.
it. I already hit it with a water bomb.
But speaking of game stuff, I also have one thing that I want to mention, and that's a small little update on the entire TF2 bot situation thing. Cause
Oh yeah, they've
There's
been banning
actually-
them, right?
yeah,
Actually,
as it turns out, Valve actually decided to actually care for their game.
They did one-
3 days ago, on the 27th, they went on a massive ban wave, banning about 16 to 20,000 bots in a single hit, and also getting their Discord shut down.
Nice.
So, yeah.
They did an actual thing for once in their lives,
hmm
and that's probably all they're gonna
Oh.
do. Let's be real.
Well, that not that of fire damage.
Hmm.
I only needed
So,
one.
Probably in a week or two they'll be back.
Probably.
Oh, speaking of that, the other yesterday I think I was playing Valorant with Ogden Company, and we had a kind of rude you're in the other team, and he immediately got text banned for putting a pussy on the text chat because he was
Wow.
being rude.
The word or
The
picture?
word.
Okay, I
You
was
can't
like,
post pictures. He was, the person who is supposed to. Oh, I need that. The person who is supposedly need to entry and kill things quickly was not entering quickly and had to make, the other people that were not supposed to do that do it. And then he called us a fucking pussy. And we were like, you know what? No, fuck you, and we reported him. And he got a text banned and voice com banned.
Lamau.
Like not after. No. Immediately the turn after.
Lamau. Lamau Zedong.
Mouse dog.
That is a thing. Why do you sound so surprised, Harvey?
No, it's funny. That's why. Mouse dog.
I did a funny. Unlike Lamau Zedong himself, who just did mass killings. Anyway, so the next thing in here that isn't part of the Russia or the U.S. politics segment is
Oh God.
Young Thug's trial. So, apparently, the rapper Young Thug is on trial for something.
Probably murder.
No, I think it's like some like conspiracy for like accusing him of running a gang or something.
Yeah, it's gang stuff.
The point is the reason it's in here is there was some shenanigans during the trial. Notably, so what happened is, the judge ended up sentencing on the spot Young Thug's lawyer to criminal contempt of court and kicking him out of the courtroom.
Bruh.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that actually.
And I'm sure you're wondering, what did he do to deserve that? So what happened is Young Thug's lawyer, during one of the things, commit the cardinal sin of asking the judge to tell him information about a meeting the judge had with a prosecution witness.
Yes.
That the Young Thug's lawyer wasn't invited to or directly informed of. He found out about it through some other way. And
that's
the
illegal.
judge isn't supposed to have meetings with like only one side. And if for some reason they have to, they're supposed to like immediately inform the other side and give them information on what went down.
Oh, I actually did not know
He was
that.
asking for that information. The judge's reaction to this was, "How the fuck you hear about this?" And when the lawyer refused to tell him who informed him of this malpractice, he basically told them "fuck off." To which one of the other lawyers working with the defense was like, "Sir, you have to do it. You can't just do that." And he's like, "Where's the law that says that?" And he's like, "Here's the case law. So, you have anything more recent?" It's like, and it's like, because they pulled out case law on this exact thing from like the late 90s, and the judge's like, "Oh, that's too old. I'm gonna ignore it." Because they were like, you can't just do it because it's specifically criminal contempt of court, is what you said, which means that it has to have its own hearing, and you can't oversee it because you're technically one of the witnesses for it. So it has to be a different judge, and the judge's like, Lamau, no. Fuck you.
That's kind of cringe.
Yeah. The lawyer on his way out just said, for the record, I move for mistrial. I assume you're going to deny that. The judge denies it and just walks out because he has to do that on the spot or to make sure he can, on appeal, go for mistrial easily. Which he's probably going to get, honestly.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get that. Yeah, that whole court case has been a complete shit show.
Yeah, because it's like, apparently they're trying to use lines in his songs as evidence or whatever. Like, oh my god. Anyway, Louisiana.
America.
Louisiana.
The great state of Louisiana. Known for its things.
I'm kidding.
Like, I'm pretty sure Popeye's chicken and being the place the Mississippi River pisses into the Atlantic Ocean.
It's also got New Orleans, which is honestly, I love New Orleans. I know it's not like one of the best cities, but I actually think it's not.
New Orleans is America's premier below sea level city, if I remember.
It's
right.
it's an interesting place to be, and I enjoy the culture there. That's all I have to say.
Anyway, the great state of Louisiana has passed a law stating that a specific version of the Ten Commandments must be displayed in every classroom in the state.
What?
Yeah.
There you
First Amendment to the Constitution? What's that? And obviously they're like going through the courts and whatever to stop it, and the governor's like, "Oh yeah, this is exactly what the liberals would do," so on and so forth, and it's just there's been like two main like reaction memes to it I've seen. One is like two kids like crouched down behind the big giant Ten Commandment stones, as you've got the bullet whizzes going by saying, "See, I told you they'd be useful in schools." And another person saying, I propose we put a law through Louisiana to have all of the Ferengi rules of acquisition displayed in every classroom in the state. Which, let's be real, is if anything even more American, because while that is a religion, it's a fictional religion, and the religion is capitalism. But yeah, that's U.S. that's U.S. politics that isn't the presidency.
Oh God, that I've not watched the debate, but I know that it's.
We'll talk about it later. That's Putin stuff.
It was a shit show, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard so as well.
That's all I know.
Russia. Oh, China. Here's a China bit. Actually, two China bits. So China's apparently been having some issues with their rockets recently.
They can't get them up, can they?
No. Actually, it's the opposite problem. So one of them.
So they won't go down. Got it.
No. So one of them, they did a rocket launch, put something over, and from my understanding, it worked. They put the thing up in space like they were supposed to. However, apparently China does not launch their rockets from like the coast, because one of the booster rockets for one of their launches apparently landed in a Chinese village. You know, just the entire booster rocket. An entire section of the rocket just fell on a Chinese village.
That's just a big L.
Ouch. Well, that's a shame.
And the other one,
You're welcome,
which
Carly.
I actually have.
No.
Where is it? Yeah, here it is.
I'm kidding. Thank you.
I've got a Twitter. I'm gonna put this in Jimmy's server in media sharing, where they were doing a just test launch, just fire the rocket on the pad, and it took off because they didn't tie it down properly.
Oops.
So as I said, Carby, it's the opposite of they didn't go up. It's they went up when they weren't supposed to.
Oh. So it really is a dick joke. Got it.
Yeah. So I put it in media sharing in the Jimmy-The-Hedgehog Discord server, where they did a first stage of the rocket, static test fire, and it took off. It went up, and then it came down. Which I'm sure caused absolutely no problems whatsoever.
No.
Highest quality Chinese manufacturing.
Oh my God.
So yeah, certified oof. Big oofies from the Chinese.
We get lightly with these small oofs there.
Hey.
Yeah, multiple oofies. Moving on from that, because I don't really have much to say on that. That's just two like news things. I want to show you the single best physical object I have ever found in a Discord memes channel.
Oh my.
Yes.
This is a physical object that was posted a picture of in a Discord memes channel that I have to share because it is that good.
Show them the images of the Roomba. Do it there.
I'm gonna
Hold
put it
on.
in the image of the Roomba of Thought.
Hold on, wait, I need to land. Ooh,
So
giant dragon egg.
first of all, I would like all of you to take a guess at what kind of object this is. Like, what is the actual purpose of this object? Because it does have an actual proper function.
Freebies.
It has a function.
Yes.
Wait, where is it? Where is it?
I haven't posted yet. I would like you all to take a guess at what it is before I post it.
Well, it could be anything at that point.
I'll tell you this. What is it is a fairly standard device that has a like custom or whatever shell put around it that makes it that is what makes it the single best physical object I've ever seen in a memes channel.
Is it a fucking tank?
It is not a tank.
It is something.
Are you sure it's not a Russian tank?
It's not a Russian tank, but it is Soviet related. That is your hint.
Is it a nuclear warhead?
No.
I missed the hint.
It is Soviet related.
Is it Vladimir Putin's? No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
It's nothing to do with Putin. Bolt, what do you think?
I'm tempted to say that it has something to do with the sickle or something like that. I'm tempted to say that.
With what?
I'm tempted to say that it has something to do with the fight from the USSR. I think the sickle. I think.
Yeah, something to do with the Soviets.
Yeah.
I'm posting it in images now. What it is a humidifier made to look like the Chernobyl reactor building.
No.
A Chernobyl humidifier.
Fuck.
It's in images. Should we put it on the stream?
Fuck.
It's a post on Twitter that got cross-posted to Discord meme channel. It's apparently something they found on Etsy.
That is.
A Chernobyl humidifier.
Oh my god! Is it even? Oh my god! No.
And of course, it's the humidifier that puts like the visible mist up into the air coming out of the exploded part of the building. As I said, it's the single best physical object I have ever seen in a Discord memes channel.
That is terrible. I love it.
And I've seen many Cybertrucks posted in Discord memes channels.
I don't even need to say that I've seen one in a memes channel. I've seen one in real life. Those things are terrifying.
I've seen a Cybertruck in real life as well, but I more mean like Cybertruck meme related stuff, not just like actual Cybertrucks in real life.
I saw one that was wrapped in purple.
I know there was a rainbow one that got posted in Mina's server, where it's like someone said this would happen when you don't have kink at Pride, to which someone else responded, "What do you mean? This is clearly a humiliation kink."
I have posted the humidifier.
I just saw it appear on the stream. The Chernobyl humidifier. What we can all learn from that incident is that the Russians are too fucking stupid to boil water.
That is. I'm not sure if that's insensitive or just fucking hilarious.
Yes,
it is hilarious.
To both.
Russia. Oh, we're going. All right. From talking about Chernobyl, we're going to the Middle East, where apparently
Why not the Middle
IDF
West?
is readying to throw hands with militants in Lebanon as well.
Actually, hold on. If a Middle West existed, what would it be?
It's called Ohio. It's the Midwest. The Midwest is a thing. Where Ohio is.
Is it bad if Zeppy starts to laugh when we hear Ohio? Is it bad?
All I can think of is Ohio.
But yeah, so apparently the IDF is getting ready to throw hands with I think it's Hezbollah's the militant group that's in southern Lebanon. I think it's one of the militant groups. Whatever. They're getting ready to throw hands with them as well. And there's also the other thing I want to talk about is there is a video clip of the Israelis on their border making use of a trebuchet.
What?
They're making use of a trebuchet to throw flaming things over the border to basically burn out all the brush near like their border wall or whatever. And there's a video clip of it going, trebuchet Yayit. And I saw some people like looking into like analysis of is like, is this real? Is this Photoshop? And everyone's pretty sure it's real, not just because the IDF has since confirmed, yeah, this is an actual thing we were using, but just the actual video. What detail in it do you think is the thing that really sells the fact that this was real?
The quality of the picture?
No. It was something that was included in the shot. A physical object.
Is it a flag?
No. Bolt, what do you think it was?
Is it a vehicle?
No.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Is it a person?
No, it was the fire extinguishers.
Yo.
Because let's be real, if you were gonna like make a Photoshop of some people doing thing with a trebuchet throwing fire, let's be real, most people would probably forget to include the safety equipment.
Yeah, that's true.
But because the multiple fire extinguishers were visible in frame, everyone's like, yeah, no, this is probably real. That's the thing that really sells it. Anyway, that's the president's. Alright, this is something U.S. politics that isn't related to the presidents. This is, we're going to the great state of Florida.
Oh boy.
Ah! Is it a Florida man story?
Is it Johnny
No,
from Florida?
Florida woman's story.
It's not a
Florida
Florida man
woman
story.
story.
I'm already disappointed.
It's Florida woman.
Oh, even better!
Oh brother.
No, it's Florida woman, member of Moms for Liberty.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. So
No,
they.
the first one is oh no for you. The second one is oh no for what's happening in the game.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Florida. So this person from Moms for Liberty, who, if you're not familiar with them, they're notable for things including being responsible for most book bans in the United States.
Oh.
They got a book banned. And the topic of the book, which they got banned, was
banning
banned
books.
book. Yeah, they banned a book talking about banning books.
No way.
Yeah.
That has to be satire.
No, it's real.
Oh my god, no
As far as I'm aware,
way.
they haven't gotten 1984 banned yet, but it's probably
on
just
the
because they
list.
realized people would make too much fun of them if they did that.
I'm on my way.
Which honestly, I'm surprised they haven't tried to ban 1984 unironically, because there is a sex scene in that book.
Yes, there is actually.
What is 1984?
It's George Orwell's famous book, where it's the
You know,
literally 1984 memes.
The Big Brother memes.
Big Brother is watching you.
Huh?
Have you not read 1984? That was a book I had to read in my curriculum.
Nope.
Unfortunate. I'm sure all the 1984 memes go right over your head that you see in meme channels then.
Probably.
They're fairly common. And in fact, one I actually saw like this morning before the Roomba was someone who took the 1984 calendar meme. You know that one, Carby?
Yes, I'm very well aware of that.
It's someone took that, but changed it to be Fahrenheit 451.
I love that book.
That's another one about censorship, but it's literally burning books. It's literally the plot of the book.
Genuinely one of my favorite books of all time. I'm right behind you.
Anyway, we now go to Bolivia.
¿Qué ha pasado en Bolivia?
Hold on, let me double check my bingo card. Was this on the bingo card? Yes it was! Everybody! Well, at least we get to put a half check on it. We get to put a half check on a coup d'etat in the New World!
Oh my god.
Because Bolivia pulled the worst coup in history.
No way.
Worst coup attempt in history. So that gets a half check.
Because it
Because it
did not
failed.
work. Yeah. Okay,
No,
well that's
no.
another half check.
Yeah, that's a half check. Because so what happened is apparently some Bolivian general got fired. And he threw a hissy fit and attempted to stage a coup.
Bruh.
Like day after he got fired. So a whole bunch of troops like marched into like the capital. There's like a video clip of like a armored vehicle like ramming itself into a door. And then all the soldiers kind of stood around, not sure what to do. And then the opposition leader came out and decried the coup, basically saying "fuck this, this is bullshit." So obviously this general had no political support. And then the current president just kind of like walks out to all the troops and just casually tells them, "Yo, I fired your general. He's trying to stage a coup. Can y'all go arrest him?" To which all the soldiers are like, "Oh, sorry, boss," and turned around and went to go arrest the general. The whole thing was like 2 hours.
Yikes.
This man pulls worst coup in Latin America.
Yikes, Chief.
Let's hold on. Let's see. Wikipedia page. Is there a Wikipedia page? 2024 Bolivian coup attempt. 6 hours ago. Let's go. Failed coup in Bolivia orchestrated by the dissident officers of the armed forces by General Juan Jose Zuinga. It's got it's a 6-letter name that has 2 different accented letters on it. I don't know. On 26th of June, armed foreign troops occupied the Plaza Orleo in La Paz, the political heart of the country. Coup failed domestic and international pressure, and the soldiers withdrew after the appointment of new military high command. Blah blah blah. A tense standoff between soldiers and police who were joined by protesters lasted 3 hours. Included an assault on a location, face-to-face altercation between the president and the general. The coup plotters lacked meaningful military or political support, but were met with bipartisan, domestic, and international condemnation. Police forces opposed the push.
Okay.
The putsch, and the commander of the Air Force backed out before a new military brass appointed by the president ordered all soldiers to return to their regular posts. And the general immediately tried to claim that the coup attempt had been a ruse masterminded by the president to drum up popular support. An alleged self-coup by the opposition. Background coup attempt. Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Here we go. Resolution and military withdrawal. The only commander yet remaining, some officer, who, depending on the narrative, either faltered at the last minute or was unaware of the military's ultimate objective from the start, accompanied the president back to the presidential palace. They held a short meeting, where the president, quote, insisted that he reflect on the consequences that could come. Minutes later, the president released a short video from his office where he urged the populace to mobilize against the coup. At that point, the Bolivian Workers' Center, the largest trade union in the country, had declared an indefinite nationwide general strike and called on labor groups to march on the capital in defense of the government. Around the same time, the crowd of protesters already forming outside the presidential palace was repressed by tear gas fire, leaving at least 12 injured. As the chaos region on the streets, blah blah. New chiefs of the armed forces, sworn the new leaders, Yeah, it's basically, it lasted a few hours and they just left. Because the guy in charge was basically just, had no support. They just left. Worst coup. Lamau.
Anyway,
the next thing in here is the actual Power World DLC.
Yes, very...
No,
very-
that's not what's in here. It's Power Word confirming that Nintendo never so much as drew an inch of their sword to sue them into the dirt.
Exactly, which is, good. I like that. It's good. So, basically, typical, oh, I'm just strolling around the internet, and I open up Chrome on my phone, and I see, news site, pretty sure, hold on, wait, I'm pretty sure it's in English? It might be in Spanish. It is in English. Basically just saying that, yeah, no, Nintendo might have said, we'll look into it, but that's pretty much it. Hold on, So I'm going to, like, give it another quick read and, pinpoint, like, things down. So, early critiques saying that the game involved the idea that the Power World, the Pals, which will include your collection of Starbuck mechanics, was a rip-off of beloved franchise Pokemon, a simple part of a famously litigious Nintendo company that started bringing down illegal hammers and emulators, Gary's Mod, and, well, people. Which all led to a collective pair of clenched cheeks from the internet at large, as well wondered when our big corporate dad was going to beat up our smaller indie dad over some two similar character models. Then again, Nintendo has a reputation for this sort of thing, as its former little chief called it rip-off nonsense. This came to a head when the Pokemon Company issued a "we're looking into it" statement towards the end of January, after people were fucking being vocal about it. Like, if they weren't vocal about it, I don't think Pokemon Company would have released a statement, like, at all. Like, it would have been like, but everyone was just like, a normal reaction from anyone sane. I know, crazy, but that's just how they reacted. And I'll look into it, and they probably did and saw there was nothing wrong with it and moved on with their lives.
The fuck?
Now, as confirmed by an intern with gaming newsletter GameFile, thanks Eurogamer, Palworld's creator Takuro Mizobe says that the studio heard nothing at all. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company didn't say anything to us. This isn't too surprising, after all. The Pokemon Company only promised it was looking into it. Anything for a read into was a function of reputation rather than a concrete fact.
Yep.
Something that I like to hear read from this is, besides, fair use is an important thing. I think Palworld's absolutely draw heavy, let's call it inspiration, from its predecessor. But imitation is a serious form of flattery. And you can make the argument that Pokemon was initially guilty of similar tricks. And they're posting even though I don't really trust this, they're posting like the Dragon Quest mobs and Pokemons together, and like, some of them don't even look that similar.
God.
And the final thing that says, at any rate, even if Palworld casually addresses her too close to his reinventing Mewtwo sometimes, even though they haven't, I think a very boring pal in quotations, world if people were never allowed to iterate, even if said iteration is poorly done. Honestly, and I agree with this, Palworld's been upping its design game post-release. Which makes me excited, because now we're gonna segue into the new update, the Sakurajima update. So, this was announced, mid-June, beginning of June, I think? Kirby?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they posted it, I'm pretty sure they posted it on Twitter, like, hey, new update coming soon, with a lot of cool things, new raid boss, like, they pulled off a trailer and everything like that, and, when I saw that, I was like, ooh! Unga bunga. I went absolutely unga bunga. Because, as you can tell, I like this game a little bit too much. I played this game way too much. I already have, let me check, it's not a lot compared to other games, but I already have nearly 250 hours in Palworld. So yeah, I played this game a lot, and I wish for it to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Kirby, where the fuck did you... Kirby, why did you do that?
Do what?
We already have these in base. I already put Biophenowixin in the other base to make babies.
I asked you if I could take some eggs, and you said no.
I said grab some from the locker.
I'll bring something else like Nox.
Speaking of which, we have 9 eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you have a... Oh, wait, no, wait, you're doing... Wait, you put a female, Wixen,
Did
right?
I put... Did I accidentally put both female?
No, did you... No, Mulberry was male. No, but I'm asking you, did you put female Wixen instead of male Catrus?
Yes, why?
That makes Wixen knocked.
Yeah. I don't have Wixen knocked. That's what I wanted.
Oh, okay. Oh, then never mind, I said nothing. I thought...
Anyway,
Okay, you just made me undo that just because...
Anyway, before we get to the presidential debates or the Russia section, we have one more thing to cover.
I have one other thing as well, but
Oh, okay.
I'll
Harvey,
make it
you
really
go
quick.
first.
God damn it, I just lost my train of thought. You go first, because I...
Alright. So, the United States Supreme Court
Oh, boy.
has made a decision which has been described as, quote, the biggest judicial power grab since 1803. Which is when the Supreme Court established the concept of judicial review to begin with. Alright?
Okay.
So, literally, this is being described as the biggest judicial power grab since they actually had power.
Bruh.
And what they've done is they've overturned what was known as Chevron deference. The Chevron doctrine, the Chevron deference doctrine, which is basically relates to an old case involving Chevron, where basically it advised the courts in the United States that the judicial branch should. All right, let me back up. So, what this applies to is regulatory agency, like the Environmental Protection Agency, OSHA, ATF, so on and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
who are tasked by Congress writes a law that says, we want, say, we want the air to be clean. Environmental Protection Agency makes this happen. Then the Environmental Protection Agency gets all of, like, the industry experts or whatever, and they go and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And what the Chevron deference doctrine did is, for anything where Congress said, like, gave, like, for example, let's back up to previous section, last Roomba, where we talked about an instance involving this, actually, which is where the Supreme Court said the ATF's ban on bump stocks wasn't allowed. So what that was is, Congress said, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, we want you to regulate machine guns. Here is the definition of a machine gun. Go to it, champ. And the ATF, with their brand of big-brained, questionable experts, the ATF isn't well regarded on this fact, but decided that a bump stock was a machine gun. However, the Supreme Court decided, no, it does not meet the definition provided, therefore you cannot regulate it as a machine gun. However, the agency had the ability to interpret it as such because of the Chevron deference, where the agencies are generally allowed to interpret their statutes empowering them on, like, what counts and what doesn't. Because, I mean, if Congress wants to say regulate machine guns, you can't expect Congress to write a law that lists every single machine gun ever and expect it to last forever until, which obviously, Congress finding every machine gun ever will work for all of two days until a new machine gun is released to the public. It's like the same one as before, but changed in, like, two cosmetic changes that lets them release it under a new name, and therefore not allowed. But what the court's done is said, no, you executive agencies, you no longer have the authority to do that. if ever there's this kind of confusion or whatever, it's up to the courts to interpret it, and only the courts. Which means every single regulatory agency in the entire United States just got shot in both knees. Because the judicial branch now apparently has the sole authority on the ability to interpret any gray area where Congress didn't define literally everything.
Well, given currently one party has full control over the courts, I can see why they would fucking do that.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Kyrie, you know what makes this even funnier?
No, don't say it.
Chevron deference. You know who originally championed it as a policy?
Was it the right?
Yes, it was Team Red. But now Team Red doesn't like it, and they want to get rid of it to dismantle the administrative state because they don't like it. Because they don't like having like clean air and safe workers. Them not liking the ATF is fine though. The ATF is awful. The most famous thing from them is like shooting dogs. Okay, the ATF is kind of like the big asshole member of the alphabet soup agencies. All right, but basically everyone else is like good. Like maybe occasionally they'll overstep the bounds a little bit, but that's when like they go to the court and the court has to say no, this doesn't meet the definition. You can't just do that. If you want to do that, Congress needs to expand the definition.
Now I'm just depressed.
Yeah.
Because that means that
I'm the one
OSHA
who wants to work in the public sector. I'm the one who wants to go work for one of these alphabet soup agencies somewhere.
OSHA is now getting like a lot less fucking control.
Like, it's not just like OSHA or EPA. I'm talking things like Food and Drug Administration. We don't need that. Bureau of Agriculture, or any of these things that are like responsible for making sure the American public is safe. That affects our corporate donors' bottom line. So, Lamau. Honestly, probably more disastrous than Roe v. Wade being overturned. Gonna be honest. Because as much as overturning a thing guaranteeing human rights is bad, on the other hand, this is like completely undermining the government's ability to enforce basically anything.
Yep.
The other thing it does is it more, combined with some other things that they've been working on, it basically means the agencies are even more beholden to the chief executive, making them more directly under the thumb of the president. Which, given Project 2025 and all the shit that Mango Man is saying he's going to do, not great. Anyway, transitioning smoothly now to Mango Man.
Hey, wait, no. There's one thing. The one thing I wanted to do.
All right, go ahead.
And this will be slightly more. This will be a nice little like happy thing before we get into more depression and stuff like that.
Yep.
I remembered what it was. So, the Among Us show.
Ah, bogus.
True, we wanted to talk about this.
So I made a discovery while looking into this. So first off, let me get up the list of actors. But while I'm doing that, I found out who the showrunner is.
Oh?
Owen Dennis. Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
It should. I mean, he's only done shows like, Infinity Train and Regular Show. Small shows. Small shows that people don't really talk about that much.
Heard of one of them. One of those.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a writer on both of them, is what I was saying. So, point is, he's a good writer. Which, as soon as I saw that, I was like, what? Okay, now I'm even more interested. What the fuck?
Excuse you.
But Let me read off the the current people that are in the show as actors. So yeah, that one surprised me, and it was like a bombshell to me because it's like, wait, what? He's one of the writers for that. Unless it turns out that he's like, oh, he wrote all the bad episodes, which I doubt because I've not heard of any bad episodes for regular show. But then again, I've not watched that much regular show. Anyway, so here's the current cast. I mentioned the other day that Elijah Wood is here.
Who?
You know Elijah Wood, don't you? Fucking.
No, I don't.
Who?
Actor, Lord of the Rings.
I haven't
You
watched
know-
Lord of the Rings.
He's a huge actor. He's goddamn. He
Never heard
played
of it.
fucking. You're fucking with me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he played Frodo. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Fucking. Hey, he's done a lot of huge things. That's the point. He's very big actor.
I'm looking him up. He was in Back to the Future Part 2. He was in Happy
I didn't know
Feet.
he was in that.
Happy
I
feet.
know he-
Wombo gumbo.
I didn't know he was in part 2. Dang.
Spy Kids 3D.
Okay, that one makes sense. Don't ask why I felt like that makes sense.
Lord
Oh,
of the
I know
Rings,
who he is in Spy Kids 3D. God fucking damn it.
The Oxford.
Isn't he the
Murder,
kid that
He's
immediately
literally-
dies off?
Yes!
Back to the
Yes!
Future Part 3.
It's a joke on him too. Anyway,
I don't think I've seen any of the movies he's in.
that is crazy.
Surely none of them.
Anyway, no, big,
I-
great actor. Love Elijah Wood.
Last Witch Hunter. Happy
yeah,
Feet 2.
He's so these are the actors and actresses. Dan Stevens, Patton Oswalt. I've heard of him. I think he's been in something I've watched. I just don't remember. Deborah Wilson, Wayne Knight, Liv Houston. All these are pretty big actors, by the way.
I've never
I
heard
don't
of
know all
any.
of them.
I've never heard of any of these people.
You might have heard of 2 of these, but we'll get to them in this. I'm about to get to them. Kimiko Glenn, Phil Lamar.
Nope.
Why Phil Lamar? That's an interesting choice. Ashley Johnson.
Nope.
Okay. Hear me out. You might not have heard of her, but you might have heard of a little thing on Twitch, called Critical Role.
Oh, they're from Critical Role?
Yeah, she's from Critical Role.
Okay.
She's
I've heard of that.
Yeah, she's from Critical Role. She's actually a huge actress outside of that, not just a voice actor. Unlike, she's the only one that's did both. So yeah, Elijah Wood, as I mentioned, Randall Park, and this one is the one that made me go, stop the presses. Yvette Nicole Brown.
Who?
Okay, you definitely haven't heard of her. She is, specifically haven't heard of her. But she tends to play minor cameo roles in most shows. She made a cameo role in The Office. She made a cameo role in, fucking Arrested Development. And every time, she
No
always
idea.
delivers, like, the funniest line. But here's the thing. Her actual starring, the times that she's done more than just that, have been some of the greatest things ever, in my opinion. One of them being, she was a character, a recurring character in Drake and Josh. If you ever watch the show, she was Josh's manager.
Who?
I don't know. I didn't watch
What?
that show.
Whatever. All of you are boring.
I watched The Penguins of Madagascar and Phineas and Ferb and how it's made.
Hey,
You know what?
how it's made your
all
based.
those are based. All of those are based, but still, goddamn. Anyway, another show
I'm
that
sorry
she's
that
in that
TV shows mostly are just fucking boring or make me feel embarrassed, secondhand embarrassment, which I hate.
Secondhand cringe.
bro.
Or that.
Okay. What? You have weird tastes then, Jimmy, because I don't think most of the shows that I watch have that, because I hate that feeling too. Trust me, I cannot sit down while that feeling's in me, and I walk out of rooms, I make people nervous. They're like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I'm like, I hate this.
I get secondhand cringe from D&D sessions sometimes.
Are you sure those
Yeah.
are secondhand or firsthand?
Anyway, the other show that she's in is the show Community, which is a hilarious comedy. It's underrated in my opinion. I haven't watched all of it, but it's one of the few times where she doesn't play a sassy woman. She just plays a kind Christian woman who sometimes has a little bit of sass to her. Oh, thank you for putting cake there, by the way.
You're welcome.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of people I've never heard of involved in the show.
Yes,
Got
but
it.
they're huge, and of course one of the writers of a regular show. So hopefully this might actually end up being bigger than it was. And also, I don't know where I said before, but it was CBS that is producing this. So this is just an interesting development altogether, in my opinion.
Yeah. This is something I never expected. It just came
I don't think
so
anybody-
far out of left field. Came so far out of left field, it actually came out of right field.
It wrapped around and came out of right field. Yeah.
It came from behind the home plate. Anyway, do we want to do the Russia section or the Flabby Felon section?
Either one, make it quick.
Alright, let's do Russia. So, insert fancy transition here. We return again to Eastern Europe, where Russia is continuing to embarrass itself. So, in some of its near frontline cities, Russia has begun deploying quote-unquote prefabricated quote-unquote bomb shelters. Which by all images that have appeared of them, seem to basically be painted shipping containers. That they're just
Is
putting
Bolt just muted and doesn't
Yeah, he's-
realize
Yeah,
it?
no,
'Cause he has-
no. He had to do something.
He is.
He'll be back at 8:30. He told me.
Oh, I didn't hear or see that. Sorry.
You were muted when he left.
Oh,
But,
and
so
actually, it's one of the few times where I actually had my headset off.
Shocking.
But yeah, Russia's been deploying shipping containers as quote-unquote above-ground prefabricated bomb shelters.
Nani?
Which, I mean, I guess it's slightly safer than standing out in the open, but like, not really.
Kirby, could you kindly look at the PAL box, like the PAL box? Not the normal PAL box, the one showing PALs.
Moving on.
Do you see the totem?
To the port of Rostov-on-Don, which has reportedly had its one and only civil ship refueling terminal knocked out by a Ukrainian drone strike, which combined with a similar strike on the same kind of facility in Novorossiysk, Russian civilian shipping in the Black Sea will basically be unable to happen for like a month because there's just no fuel.
Dang.
And now, Dead Internet Theory. Pay no attention to the man behind the Iron Curtain. Pay no attention to the man behind the Iron Curtain. Brought to you by Twitter. Where this is a exchange that was caught in the wild on Twitter. Let's see if I can find it. I'll put in images. Between a Russian bot and someone else. Where they quite literally... them being a Russian bot in this case is literal. Very literal. Here it is. I'm gonna post these in images so you can take a look at them. I'm pulling them in, and what it is it's the Russian bot hoster ran out of ChatGPT credits.
What?
Oh.
So I post them in images. There's the original thing, the discussion after, and then a translated version of the original thing. Yeah, it's someone with a fucking NFT looking picture, with a Twitter blue check mark, who's the account's just run via ChatGPT.
Alrighty, I'm back, and the first thing I hear is them laughing.
Yeah, I just posted images of a Russian bot that was found out as being an actual bot because they ran out of ChatGPT credits.
How do you do that?
Russia. Pay no
Fair.
attention to the man behind the Iron
Russia
Curtain.
just taking L's.
Pay no attention.
Yes.
To the
The
Iron Curtain.
weekly Russian
Also,
L giving.
Also, as a thing of note, in the translated version of it, the prompt was, "You will argue in support of the Trump
Yes.
administration on Twitter. Speak English."
I saw that. That is fucking funny.
Because of course the Russians like the flabby felon, and the flabby felon has said as much on many occasions.
Yeah, Russia really likes me.
He like we'll get to him later. Because now we have Putin going to a different short fat man. Putin's visit to Pyongyang.
Oh my god. Wait, is Pyongyang North Korea?
Yes.
Meep, have you heard
Vladimir
about
Putin's
the...
visit to North Korea to meet with Kim Jong-un.
But, Meep,
Ugh.
have you heard the news on North Korea?
Which news?
Man executed for listening to K-pop.
That's happened several times. They do that frequently. Well, yeah, so Vladimir Putin, leader of the self-proclaimed greatest nation in the world, went to North Korea to ask for help. In person. Now, I like to point, this isn't the first time Putin's gone to North Korea. He did it in like 2000, when he was first elected the first time. And he hasn't come back since. I wonder why. But yeah, they did a whole song and dance. North Korea did the whole. They put the big picture of Putin up. They did the whole thing. I would like to point out they coordinated their platform shoes, so they'd both be the same height. Okay. That's the level of nonsense that was going on.
That's
Now they did some things. They did some discussions. They signed a mutual defense treaty, because Russia apparently is just that desperate. And the thing is, you know what's probably going to be the biggest development of this, possibly. You know who really didn't like this?
Kim Jong-un.
No. Seoul. South Korea.
Oh, well, of course. That makes sense.
South Korea is livid over this. They are so not happy with Russia butting in. Like, South Korea has mostly sat on the sidelines of Ukraine. They've like sent a bit of humanitarian aid, but that's it. But South Korea is like, they're actually now debating sending like actual weapons and stuff to go aid Ukraine for their own security. The thing to keep in mind is when it comes to like active duty military personnel, South Korea is a very, very large military. Okay?
Yes, it does.
They are in 9th largest military by number of active duty personnel. That's active. Alright? Now, North Korea, to be fair, North Korea is tied with Russia, according to this website I found, for 4th. But the thing to keep in mind is North Korea's a slave army, basically. Yeah. South Korea, keep in mind the kinds of shit that South Korea's military. South Korea actually sent, for context, the Vietnam War. South Korea sent a couple units to the Vietnam War to fight to help the U.S. and such. The Viet Cong were terrified of the South Koreans. All right. The trees would stop speaking Vietnamese when the Koreans were about. Like, South Korea knows how to throw hands, alright? They do a lot of that military-industrial complex stuff, because it turns out when you share one land border, and it's the most heavily militarized border in the world that isn't an active war zone, hell, it's probably more militarized than some active war zones. Okay? You need to be able to throw hands. And South Korea and North Korea have actually had rising tensions for a while, and especially this has really spiked them up. Like, North Korea has been floating like balloons full of trash over the border. Which, you know, wonderful. The thing is, the other thing that's come out of this pact is North Korea, aka Worst Korea, has announced it will be actually sending military personnel to help Putin in Ukraine.
Wow.
Now, North Korea said these are going to be like engineers and support personnel. But let's be real. Footage has come out of the Russians press ganging people in Moscow into the military. These North Koreans are going to end up as cannon fodder. Okay?
Absolutely.
And the thing is to keep in mind when it comes to the North Koreans, there's almost certainly going to be mass defections of the North Koreans, alright? Because the thing to keep in mind is, relatively recently, there was a moderately high-profile case of a North Korean defector who managed to get to the South. Keep in mind who this person was. They were the son of a high-profile North Korean general, alright? Like, high-ranking person of prestige, because the only people allowed to guard the border in North Korea are, like, people that the regime trusts. He managed to get across the border, and upon being rescued by the South, and they took him to a hospital because during his escape he got shot several times.
Understandable.
The hospital, honestly, the gunshot wounds were probably some of the least of his problems. He had like 4 different diseases, had multiple intestinal parasites, so on and so forth. Alright? And the thing is, you know what was the thing that prompted him to risk his life to run over the border?
Mm-hmm.
Choco pies.
What?
At some
Oh
point,
my god, I just did a fucking, like, die like I did in the Rambly stream.
yeah, at some point, he'd gotten a taste of like a Choco pie, which is basically like a Twinkie. He couldn't stop thinking about it, and defected from North Korea just to get access to Choco Pies. And apparently, upon hearing about this, the people who make Choco Pies gave him a lifetime supply of Choco Pies. Reminder,
Oh my God.
this is the son of a general of North Korea. This is like the elites.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And so basically, if like the Ukrainians like capture a bunch of North Koreans, they just kind of walk into the room, set down a pallet of Twinkies, and say, "All right, do any of you
Oh.
want to just like be done with this? We'll give you these. You're welcome." Because yeah, like sugar is just like not a thing in North Korea. They don't have it. North Korea is awful. Like the worst place on earth. Like have you seen like pictures of like modern North Korean soldier next to modern South Korean soldier? Because if you have, you can tell which is which. Because there's like a 6-inch height difference. Because the North Koreans are so malnourished, they are on average like half a foot shorter. All right. If you live in North Korea, your options for life are the military or be a dirt farmer. Those are basically your options in life in North Korea. It is awful. Anyway, what is North Korea getting in return for all these things that are probably going to go poorly for them? Apparently, Putin's regime will help the Kim regime advance North Korea's nuclear missile program.
Oh. Someone's asking for trouble with all of that.
Moving on, back to Eastern Europe. Ukraine has continued to blow up Russian oil refineries, including they managed to strike 4 of them in one night. Just blow them up, like to the point many of these that you're not even hearing like in the videos of the drone strikes that like Russians have filmed with it. You're not even like hearing like the plant workers' AK-47s going off anymore. That's how bad it's gotten. In fact, the Ukrainians are managing to overwhelm the Russians so badly that there is a reported incident of a Russian air defense unit just kind of targeting anything and anything that looked vaguely suspicious, including one of their own helicopters.
Russia L.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh my God, that helicopter looks suspicious. Shoot it down. And then they hear from their radios, guys, it's us. It's us. Stop.
Explosion noise. Yeah.
Comrade within, shut down.
In other related news, the Russian air defense is continuing to be over. They're actually moving it around a lot as well to try and cover like whatever they think is important, which is apparently not very much that you'd think would be, because Russian air defense fucking sucks. Even if they've started to deploy their actual like brand new shit there, it still fucking sucks.
Because it's Russian shit.
Yeah, because it's Russian shit. Emphasis on shit. The other thing is, a while back, there was Ukraine managed to shoot down a Russian AirWax aerial radar plane, airborne control center, that thing, which Russia initially denied it happened, and then claimed it was a friendly fire incident. They finally admitted that Ukraine actually managed to do it, and proceeded to try in absentia the Ukrainian Air Defense Battery Commander for the crime of shooting down a warplane during wartime in a war zone.
Wow, it's like everything was, in that sentence was exactly how things were supposed to be.
And Russia's like, oh, but it wasn't. It didn't have any ordnance on it. Yeah, it's still a military plane. It's still a military plane. Your radar site may not have any weapons on it, but it's still, a military installation that, does things like control things, help you target like your actual weapons and stuff. It's anyway. But yeah, as I
Funny in
mentioned,
the wrong ways.
videos have surfaced of what appears to be the Russians going into Moscow, just fucking press ganging new conscripts.
Well
To
then.
just throw more people into the meat grinder. There was there's been conflicting reports on what this was. On the 1-year anniversary of the Wagner push on Moscow, there was either an armed uprising in a southern Russian region in the Caucasus, or it was a terrorist attack. I've seen conflicting reports that have called it both, or maybe there was one of each. I'm not sure. But the point is, there's more armed conflict within Russia. Well, speaking of Russian air defense being a complete piece of garbage, very recently, like earlier this week, Ukraine managed to hit a major arms depot that was described as by commentators within the Russian front line air defense perimeter. I mean, like, this is like basically right up where you'd expect all their air defense to actually be, on the front line.
Yeah.
And they managed to hit this thing, and it cooked off tens, if not hundreds, of tons of ammunition.
Ho-ho!
Like, it shut down the city. Alright? And it is presumed to have been the main supply depot for the entire section of the front line. So, pretty important. Sorry, I had to reply to DM. In other news, the International Criminal Court has issued more arrest warrants for high-ranking Russian officials, notably Shoigu and Gerasimov, Mr.'s Where Is My Ammunition? For their acts involving the war crimes in Ukraine, which now brings the total number of Russian officials with arrest warrants to 6. 6 of them. Alright?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to that. Also, you remember that Russian submarine that was in Cuba? You remember that? We talked about it last week?
Kinda? I wasn't here. I wasn't listening last week.
Also, Twitter was talking about it and whatever. We got some good photos of it recently. And, the outer, sound dampening shell on it is missing pieces. On a submarine, the stealth part of your stealth ship is not there. It's missing pieces. Russia, please. Why are you so bad? In other news, Ukraine managed to capture one of the Russian turtle tanks, aka Blietmobiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. They managed to capture one of those, and combined with some of the stuff that's happened recently, they seem to have actually developed doctrine for them. Which makes them slightly less stupid than they originally appear. You're all familiar with the Russian turtle tanks, right? I know Jimmy is.
Not too familiar with tanks myself.
Yes.
Well, it's the Russian armored assault barn.
They're basically tanks covered in a way that they make them look like barns, and they're really
it
fucking
was in
stupid.
images a while back. Yeah. Here is. I'm gonna. I just linked to it in images. A picture of one of the older original runs from the early days of these things appeared. I know we've talked about them before because we laughed a lot. But they seem to be slightly less laugh-worthy now, because they seem to have actually. We've learned some things about them, and they're slightly less stupid.
I mean, they're
they've
still
developed
stupid,
doctrine.
but
Yes, but it's to be fair, it seems to be what it is it's filling a missing hole in capability that, to be fair, no one really has. Which is the immediate frontline short-range air defense against drones. Because what they've done is they've taken what seems to be mostly like recovered, like they've been knocked out and they've been recovered and returned to operable condition, like T-62s and various comically obsolete vehicles, mostly. They've covered them in these assault sheds, taken most if not all the ammunition out of them, and then inside the assault shed, they basically just bolt a metric shit ton of jamming devices in there to just try and just have a mobile jamming field to jam drones. And they put these at the front of the column of tanks as they advance to try and protect the column. And if nothing else, the extra armor and space armor means that they are harder to take out with drones. They're by no means invincible. It's been noted they tend to require more hits to take out than the shit barn versions. So it seems like it's not entirely stupid. They seem to have kind of roughly standardized it. It's like the other thing they tend to have is they have the mine clearing equipment on the front, so to lead the assault kind of thing. But it's an adaptation to a lacking capability of a relatively new threat to the battlefield. So it's not entirely stupid. To be fair, the other armies have done things that on paper seem even fucking stupider. Like, it was noted for a while in Afghanistan, American vehicles had a big pole on the front, which was a more standardized version of what was originally GIs put a big pole on the front where they basically duct taped the metric shit ton of hair dryers and toasters to. Because for a while, the terrorists developed IEDs that were detonated by thermal infrared of passing vehicles. So they basically put a pole way out on front, sticking out the front, with a really big infrared heat output, to detonate it way out in front of the vehicle instead of under the vehicle as it drives by. It's kind of similar, but different. It's the same thing where they'd also develop more stuff to protect people from, like, snipers and shit. It's not entirely stupid. It looks stupid, especially since a lot of the really early ones were super slapdash, and even some of the more modern ones, which are slightly higher quality, still don't look very professional. But I will give them this: it is not an entirely stupid idea. I mean, the ideal solution would be proper short-range air defense, but still. Moving on to what I have dubbed the Crimean Beach Incident.
Crimea River.
Basically, actually. But, so, start this off. This was a unfortunate civilian mass casualty event in which 150 plus Russian civilians were injured and multiple were killed by falling debris. What occurred was the Ukrainians are conducting I don't know if it was a HIMARS or an ATACMS, a missile strike on Russian facilities in Crimea. And Russian air defense shot one of these missiles down, and the parts of the interceptor and the missile both fell on this beach that was covered in Russian tourists.
Oh.
And yeah, so, you know, suboptimal. And Russia accused Ukraine of deliberately targeting the beach using the American systems, and thus the US is somehow responsible for this. Even though, you know, this was a interception of a strike on a valid military target, which are all around this beach. It's like surrounded by military installations. In the middle of wartime, in a war zone, in occupied territory.
Yeah.
And there were hundreds of tourists on the beach.
Why were they there?
Imagine if the Allies rock up to D-Day and there's a bunch of German tourists on the beaches of Normandy. And then Germany gets upset at them getting shot. Except that's not even what it is, because because they weren't even being shot at directly. They were shooting at something next to them, and it got intercepted, and the debris fell on them. It's a beach surrounded by valid military targets in a war zone in occupied territory, and it's open to tourists.
Why?
Because Russia. Also, a lot of the photos of the actual debris, most of the debris seems to be Russian air defense in origin. So,
Oops.
suboptimal.
Hmm.
And Russia's throwing a fit over this, but it's very clearly, it's Crimea River, Russia. Why are your civilians doing tourist things in occupied territory in the middle of a war? Next to military installations.
Crimea River.
That is. I have no words for that.
Also, reminder: Russia has made it a habit of conducting missile strikes on residential buildings and schools.
Yeah.
All right, there are cities in eastern Ukraine who've had every single school destroyed by Russian airstrikes.
Bruh.
Okay? You don't get to talk, Russia. Shut up.
Just shush it now.
And there's two more things. One is a set of photos published by the Ukrainians, taken by Ukrainian infiltrators inside of Russia, claiming to be photos of the air defenses of Putin's estate. Like Putin's personal estate, Putin's personal dacha. Which is, presumably just the Ukrainians just doing psychological warfare on Putin himself. But still. Ukraine's like, yo, Putin, we figured out where all the air defenses of your house are! Hee hee hee. Anyway. For our last thing involving Russia, and transitioning nicely to the Flabby Felon, very recently, a photo emerged of, it was at, I think it was Dulles International Airport in Virginia, of...
Oh god, that wouldn't be that far from me.
Of a Russian embassy airliner, Russian embassy jet, parked on the tarmac, right next to Donald Trump's campaign aircraft. Now, it's entirely possible this is a coincidence and they just got parked next to each other because that was where the two open spots were. However, given Donald Trump has spoken recently in ways that implies he's had ongoing present tense communications with Putin, bit suspicious.
But I think very.
It's a bit suspicious, especially since this jet, like, only recently showed up.
Yeah.
It was probably doing, like, an embassy staff change, but, like, it's still kinda suspicious. But, yeah, on the Flabby Felon, let's see. I don't have too much on it. Specifically. Let's see. Ah, yes. We have the main things in here really are about the debate. Which, first of all, we have the... also, I missed this. One last thing about Russia. They've officially announced they're actually raising taxes to help fund the war. Like, taxes on the people. Which is, like, just a thing that isn't done anymore. That's just not a thing you do. So, Russia's certainly having that stuff. Anyway. Yeah, the... debate. In the lead up to the debate, obviously, there was a whole bunch of shit going down of mudslinging, whatever, notably from Team Red. Notably, Team Red claimed that Joe Biden will be hopped up on all kinds of drugs at the first debate with Trump. And among the drugs they included on their list was Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. I guess Mountain Dew's got a new flavor, Mountain Dew Biden Blast.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I would love that. I love the Biden blast.
The Baja Blast now relabeled as Biden Blast. I wish. Yeah, that's the kind of nonsense they were going on about, because it's very clear that everyone was kind of going in expecting Donald Trump to do terribly, because part of it's also the Team Red basically sets the expectations for Biden through the floor. So basically all he has to do is anything and he'll exceed expectations. That's like what happened at like the State of the Union address and whatever. However, then the first debate actually happened, and
Are we gremlins?
it wasn't great. The bars basically set by the media before the debate was one guy basically just needed to appear normal, and the other guy basically just had to stand upright and not look completely geriatric. Alright, that was basically the bars set. It was Trump needed to not look like he was fucking insane, and Biden needed to not look too terribly old.
And from my understanding, neither of those happened.
Yeah,
So they both looked like both of those, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. The TLDR is the flabby felon. He lied and dodged questions like he was playing a bullet hell. However, the lack of a moderator fact-checking or the pressing on him by Biden meant he really just got away with it. For people who weren't really paying attention to politics too much. Seriously, Biden didn't call him out on dodging questions at all.
Jimmy,
or really push on him at all.
please check the party chat. Or the pal chat, sorry.
Yeah. Trump basically just did his standard nonsense. He lied constantly, the whole thing. However, Biden, meanwhile, doubled over his words pretty badly. Generally looked like charisma was his dump stat, which made it just unwatchable for me. Even the transcript of Biden talking is hard to read at points, okay? He did not look very well on the stage or perform very well. And that really shows, the general consists of, the poll afterwards of this, reminder, this is a CNN debate, post-debate, and the general consists basically 2/3 of the poll response feel like Trump won the debate. Even though he lied constantly and Biden actually did things like talk politics and whatever, but that doesn't matter because that's not what debates are about. But then again, the recent trend has been that the GOP does very well in polls and debates and all that stuff, but then at the actual ballot box they just fall on their face. So don't read into it too much. The point is, neither of the points of Biden's performance really inspire much confidence. Just overall, my thoughts on is Biden's talking points were better, but he just looked and sounded terrible on stage, which is honestly a bigger deal than it really should be. And ultimately, the real loser of the debate was the American people.
Yep. Here's the meme that was posted. I'm putting this in images. Here's the meme that I saw posted about it. I don't know if it was posted in a different chat.
Yeah. That is basically the choices. Biden did then go on to have like a campaign rally like a day or two later where he did much better, but still, it's he didn't do very well, which is really disappointing. And there's been a lot of people wondering if maybe he should step down as the candidate, but it's probably not. That'd probably be a bad idea. Ultimately, the thing is we have to keep in mind is they're both kind of figureheads of the things. It's Biden's had a very like, well, he's had his problems for the most part. But he's been very successful amounts of getting things done with his administration. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's shilling for Putin.
I also heard that that Biden said like, "Oh, I defeated Medicaid."
Yeah, he's stumbled pretty badly over his words and stuff, but that is one of the more major gaffes that he made. But on the other hand, Trump was like constantly lying, and also Trump got directly asked if he would accept the results of the election, win or lose, and he dodged the question.
Because let's be honest, he would say no.
He said, so long as it's free and fair and not corrupt and whatever exactly his line is. He's basically the same thing as last time. Basically, leaves it open to him to accept it if he wins and say it was rigged if he loses. Which, reminder, he has never won the popular vote.
Correct.
Okay? It's in my lifetime. No red team presidential candidate has ever won the popular vote. But they've still been president multiple times in my lifetime. Okay?
Yep.
Okay? Because...
But who actually won the election? One of my favorite quotes from what's his name? God damn it. The guy going up against Bush. George W. Bush. Holy crap.
I don't know.
How am I spacing that hard on his
Obama?
name?
Gore?
No! George W. Bush. No.
Gore?
Gore. Thank you.
Bush v. Gore. That's... I know that one because that's in We Didn't Start the Fire. Not We Didn't Start the Fire. That's in the modernized We Didn't Start the Fire.
I was going to say...
The one Fall Out Boy did where they modernized We Didn't Start the Fire. Which is very good. It's not in chronological order, but let's be real.
What?
Do any of us remember the chronological order of most of the last 10, 20 years?
Why?
It all just kind of
Why
blurs
do so many
together.
people like that?
Like what?
The Fall Out Boy version. I like Fall Out Boy, but I don't like their current sound. I just whatever.
Yeah, well, the point is that it's more I specifically like that specific like cover because I've been a big proponent of we need modernized versions of We Didn't Start the Fire. Yeah,
Sorry.
Fair.
this is a very good one. Anyway,
Thank you.
we've been going for a while, I know. So, do we have anything else we want to talk about, or are we gonna call it?
I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Let's see.
I have one thing, but that'll be for like my little outro thing when Jimmy's plugging me.
So
That's funny.
the one thing I'm gonna end this with is a post my mother shared on Facebook that's kind of regarding the whole Biden Trump thing. It's from the Twitter account @DeathStarPR. On the one hand, the Emperor has committed many demonstrable crimes and said repeatedly and publicly that he plans to commit more. But on the other hand, Yoda sounds funny. To which my mother, when she shared this, put the excellent quote, "I refuse to let democracy die to thunderous applause." And with that, that is all I have to say on the current U.S. political system at this time.
You guys are
Okay.
fucked.
Yeah. Especially people who are not cis white males. I'm scared.
Y'all should get the fuck out of here, honestly.
God, I wish I had the money to.
Harpy streaming?
Yeah, Harpy's live according to my Twitch.
Huh? I was going to raid Octa, but I mean, you did that, so.
I bribed you with 3,000 Mappa coins to guide the raid. Cause yeah, I think we are about done. Yep. There's the.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
thank
so-
you everyone for watching. Subscribing
before
for
you-
coming here. Follow
Yeah,
and
before you
subscribe
go-
to them at
Wait.
twitch.tv/scarby.
Wait. Also, I want to say, one of my friends started a Pride thing that he wants to do they want to do every month. So also follow me there on Sucro Cerise. Because
Also,
they
no
are
D&D this week, guys. Sorry, Mina's still busy.
yeah, but the reason why that is because I want to plug them because I feel like if I plug them and they get bigger, it'll be very cool to have that every week.
Yeah.
Or not every week, every month. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. I just wanted to quickly say that.
I think it's like that.
Is that all?
Is that the name? Nope.
Let's see.
That's the wrong
Nope.
one. Ignore that. Anyway, I'll see you all next time.
Wait. I can look it up.
You have not a lot of time. Maybe next week.
One sec.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
maybe
have
next
yeah.
week.
All right.
I
See
want
you all
Dragon Ball
next
Z.
time. Bye bye.
See you.
And thank you so much for
Bye.
playing my game. All right, we're off.